Yo, what's up, fellas? I've got something super interesting to show you. So I'm doing the whirling slash twister combo, but we made some changes here so that our twisters are actually causing bleed. Look at that. So that it's proccing Herald of Blood. That's right. So now our clear is so much better. So this we're gonna our twisters here is proccing all of these bleed here, and then you should see our Herald of Blood proccing as well. Look at the bleed on this guy. And our Twisters is also pinning and freezing, so we're constantly getting frenzy charges, which can improve our clear right there, as you can see. And as well as, what do you call this? Whirling Slash, I can also pin with this as well, making me gain more frenzy charges. Look at that, look at that. Okay, I found some enemies here. So, yeah, as you can see here, I can activate my barrage, and look at the Herald of Blood activated by our Twisters. It's absolutely beautiful. It's making my campaign run super, super easy now. Okay, look, watch, watch. So you throw your frostball, do the whirling slash 3 times or 4, whatever. Now it should cause bleeding, and sometimes it will get aggravated, which is 100% more. Look at that. And then you proc your Herald of Blood, because your twisters are all over the place, and you have your frenzy charges, your barrage. Look at your clear. You think I'm over level? I'm only level 46, guys. I just started. I'm level 46. Um and this is a monster level 44. I'm on act 3. I'm almost done. So you can see here. But I do want to try out this node here. It says bleeding you inflict is aggravated, base bleeding duration is 1 second. So I don't know if that's better per se, but our bleed will always be aggravated. Look at that crit damage. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Let's use some frenzies here. Boom. Herald of Blood activating. Yeah, I'm never running out of frenzy charges with this build as well. So it's always there. I messed that up. See? Makes the clearing so much better. Okay, so what changes did we make? This is my tree, very preliminary. I also have Dance with Death, which gives us 25 more skill speed if you don't have a shield on your offhand. Um, I'm still testing Crimson Assault if I want longer bleeding. I may just go for perfectly placed knife. Since we're gonna have a lot of crit in the future anyway, so we won't really need this to aggravate, and we're gonna have a longer bleeding duration. So for now, I think this is the move, but later on, I think I want to invest in perfectly placed knife, or I don't think we're gonna need that. I made some elemental resistance and elemental damage because we do have some damages. You don't need a lot of crit right now. Well, I don't. I'm level 46, guys. I'm on Act 3 normal. So you don't need a lot of crits right now, but in the future we are going to build crit. But right now I focus on attack speed mostly, so I can activate my Whirling Slash really fast and my twisters. So the changes I made to the popular build at the moment is applying Herald of Blood with the Whirling Slash and Twister. And the support gems is Persistence. Pin is very important. This gives us Combat Frenzy at all times. And you have a lot of twisters, so it's pinning the enemies it's hitting. And lacerate. Supported skills have 50% chance to inflict bleeding. So when you inflict bleeding and those enemies die, you get Herald of Blood activated, which causes more AoE damage and it's absolutely amazing. And this gives you aggravate bleeding on hit, so it spreads aggravation. So we may not need that Crimson Assault, but right now it feels really good. So we're probably not going to need that later on. And for your Whirling Slash, I have Martial Tempo, so I can activate it a little faster. Magnified Effect, so it's a little uh, bigger, so I can stand and be a little more. I have a little more space to activate my twisters, and then Lockdown. Supported skills have 120% more pin buildup against enemies within 2 meters of you. So Whirling Slash is actually giving me Combat Frenzy as well. And we're using Barrage as usual to increase the number of twisters and damage. So what's happening is when you have Barrage, you can increase your twister numbers. I'm sure that's a well-known knowledge right now. So I'm just throwing down the basics there for people who wants to try this at the very beginning. I would focus on attack speed, skill speed instead of damage, so that this this build can actually be viable at early on. Oh, my gears, nothing. I bought this from one of the vendors, which is pretty good, 102% increased damage, but it that's all it has really. Plus 47 accuracy. You know, my gear is dog water, guys. I do have +1 on this amulet, which I got really lucky, and plus 54 spirit. That is a pretty lucky amulet. Probably the best gear I have right now. But probably gonna not. It's not even. I'm not. It's not even that much. Look at my rings, my chest. There's nothing. There's nothing here increasing my damage per se, except my spear. Um, I could go for this with more critical hit chance, but I like the life right now. My survivability plus 31 means a lot. But like I said, this is the tree here. I won't make a build guide yet because everything is so new. Look, everything is exploding from a distance. I have um I have frenzy charges. Woohoo! Look at that. Wow! It's so much fun. Alright, look, this is monster level 45, right? And I'm only level 46. So this is only one level up, which can make a difference. But we should be able to see the significance of this build. Shoo! Herald of Blood going to work. Our twisters giving us frenzy charges as it pin and freeze enemies. Right? It makes everything a lot easier with this clear. Shoo! What? That didn't activate it? Let's look it over here. Yeah, the bleed is such a good addition. Look at this unique. Easy, 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 easy. Yeah, I'm just showing you guys this in action so that you know what to expect. Barrage. Boom. See, I got my frenzy charges again. I got 3 of them now. It is kind of mana heavy though. I tend to use a lot of my mana flask.
There is no time for this. Aziri will soon commune with the beast. Cease your assault.
Look at that. It also helps to activate your Frostbolt in advance, so that wherever you Whirling Slash is gonna have that cold effect. We're leveled up. Look at that. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, guys, Herald of Blood combined with Twisters and Combat Frenzy, absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it, and I will see you guys on the maps and see how this perform. Peace.